Okay, all right, settle in everyone, because today we are diving deep into something, well, pretty fascinating from the world of Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red just dropped this really mysterious social media post, and let's just say it's got the whole gaming community buzzing. It's this cryptic, totally in-character teaser signed by Rosalind Myers, the president of the N.U.S.A. in the game. So, yeah. Let's try to unpack this puzzle, see what it might mean for Night City's future.
It really is a brilliant bit of marketing, or maybe more than that. So the post itself, right, it's dated September 4th, 2025, and it's basically calling for, quote, brave netrunners, asking them to help defend the N.U.S.A. from some kind of mounting cybersecurity threat.
Okay, a threat. That sounds serious.
It does. But here's the kicker, the really interesting part. It ends telling you to take our recruitment test, prove yourself, serve the N.U.S.A. But there's no link. Nothing. No clue how to take this test.
Okay, so that deliberate vagueness, that's the key here.
Exactly. That ambiguity is what's turned this into, well, detective work for the fans.
But why does that work so well? Why does leaving out information make people lean in so much? It feels counterintuitive almost.
Well, it's clever psychology, really. It transforms you, the player, from just watching into actively participating. CD Projekt Red leaves this gap, this mystery, and it kind of empowers the community to fill it with their own ideas, their own theories, and that generates way more excitement, more buzz than just, a straightforward announcement probably could. People love a good puzzle.
That makes sense. So, all right, let's get into those theories then. What's the community thinking? I bet New Game Plus came up fast.
Oh, absolutely. That's a big one. Players have been asking for NG Plus since, well, practically launch. Replay the story, but keep your leveled up character, your gear.
Does the Brave Netrunners thing fit with NG Plus, though? Seems a bit specific.
It could, potentially. Maybe they're adding new Netrunner-specific challenges or like a higher difficulty layer for that second playthrough. But yeah, how a recruitment test fits into just replaying the game.
Yeah.
That part's less clear. It's a bit of a stretch, maybe.
Okay, so if not NG plus E, what else? People must be thinking new content, right? Like DLC. Even though they said Phantom Liberty was the only major expansion planned. This whole cybersecurity threat thing?
Yeah.
It really sounds like a story setup.
It really does, and that's the interesting conflict, isn't it? They did say Phantom Liberty was it for big expansions, but this message, the tone, the narrative hook, it screams new story content. Maybe not a huge expansion, perhaps, but a smaller DLC pack. It's possible. Developers do change plans.
Or maybe it's not DLC in the traditional sense, that recruitment test.
Mm-hmm.
It could be something else, like an in-game event, or even, going bigger, an alternate reality game. An ARG, something that spills out of the game itself.
No, that's a really intriguing possibility. An ARG would be, well, quite unique. Imagine players becoming actual agents, solving puzzles both in-game and maybe even out here in the real world to uncover what's happening. It blurs those lines, makes it super immersive. That kind of engagement, that could really change how developers build hype.
Okay, wow. And then you have the really big swings, the more ambitious theories. Like, could this be hinting at a totally new game? A mobile spin-off, maybe. Yeah. Or, dare I say it, an early tease for Projekt Orion, the sequel.
It's definitely ambitious, but not impossible. Think about it, that recruitment test. It could be a really clever in-universe way to, say, sign people up for beta testing or play testing for a future title, like a soft launch for recruitment for whatever's next, without actually announcing the project itself, gauging interest,
That's smart. Very CDPR, maybe. All right, but let's bring it back down to earth for a second. Could it just be a patch, a big update? Less flashy, but still significant.
That's definitely on the table, and honestly, probably quite likely. They have a history of doing this, dropping substantial patches like 2.0 that add new features, even little quests long after you'd expect. So this N.U.S.A. stuff could just be the framing for, a 2.3 or 2.4 update, adding new systems or fixing things under the cybersecurity threat banner.
Right. So wrapping this up a bit, what does this whole thing mean for you listening right now? It seems like the way they're doing this is almost as important as what they're announcing. This ambiguity, getting the community involved in the speculation, it builds hype in a really organic way.
Though, it does set expectations pretty high for September 4th.
It certainly does. The delivery method itself becomes part of the experience.
We'll find out what's really going on soon enough on September 4th.
And this whole situation makes you wonder, looking beyond just Cyberpunk, could these kinds of cryptic in-universe teasers become like the new normal for game announcements, really turning players into active detectives before a game or update even drops? It's an interesting thought about how the whole landscape of game reveals might be changing.